people, here we are with project number 1 from Bargain Bead Box. So if you were just joining us, we are doing our Bargain Bead Box projects today. So I'm excited about this. I am still in jammies. I have went and got cocoa. I had lunch. I'm literally trying to do all these projects in one day. Is it going to work? Who knows? There's 6 projects. You guys will probably see them come out staggered. That's fine. But here we are. We're doing it. We're doing it. So let's jump down to the mat. Get this party started. All right, party people. Here is our project 1 design. We have our elements here. We are going to be using from the Bargain Bead Box. We are going to be using the strand of Mookite. Now we may have some extra of this when we're done. We are going to be using one of the gold filigree for the pendant. We are also going to be using the actual pendant. We are going to be using these for earrings. And then the quartz, the dyed quartz, half a strand of the dyed quartz minus the 3 I just fell on the floor, which I don't know if I'll be able to find. And I did add these Toho seed beads in size 11. So let's get this party started, shall we? Alright, so first things first, let's get our beads ready. This is going to be a big beading day for me today, so I'm just going to get it going right away. So we're just going to jump right in and prep our beads. And we are going to go for it. Alright, so there's our bead situation. Now I'm going to be using this 0.3 millimeter 7-strand beading wire. So I'm going to double this up for the most part, which is why I'm using such a small 0.3 millimeter wire. I was going to use some beadalon, but I don't have any, I guess. Oh, here, we'll use this one. This one is from Beadalon. It is 0.38 millimeters, so about the same difference. We'll use that one. And again, this is just 7 strands. So this is not going to be super heavy, and it's going to be doubled up. So I'm not terribly worried about that. Now, the doubled up portion is important because how I foresee this going with the seed beading is that if we use 2 strands to begin with, we'll be able to do our life strand, as I like to call it, our life force strand that runs through the entire thing. So before we get going on that, I am going to go ahead and prep the pendant as I normally would. And honestly, I think I want to utilize this pendant going, so you could go either way. You could go this way or you could go this way. However, this way just actually works out better. I'll zoom in a little bit, because we can string this right on, and then this one is facing the way in which we need it to face to hold our pendant into place. So why make our lives more complicated? Let's just attach that with a jump ring. I'm going to be using, let me see, I would like, do I have a Tinky Tot oval? Let me see what I got in here. I've got a round. I've got all the colors. Here's a Tinky Tot. I don't know if the Tinky Tot's going to do it, but we'll see. That's a Tinky Tot. Let's see if it'll do the job here. If not, we'll have to move to a small probably, but we'll see what we get. I think we're gonna have to do a small. That was just a little too tinky toddy. All right, we'll use a small. So literally, I'm just gonna attach these. Which do I like better here? Front and back. Kind of like this way better. And there we go. All right. So now this guy's ready to go on. So I'm going to get out a gold horseshoe. We're going to need some crimp beads. I'm going to use these little crimp beads. So if you have little tiny like 1.5 crimp tubes, you could use those. I only have those in silver, which is, I mean, that's fine. But most of my gold ones are 2s, which doesn't really matter because I would probably put a bead cover over anyways. But for the purpose of this, we're just going to use the beads, the crimp beads. And then I'm going to double this. So let me see how much I need here. Yeah, that's pretty excessive. Let's do half a wingspan. I'll do a little more than half a wingspan. Not quite a whole wingspan. We don't need that much of this beading wire. So let me get it cut here and we'll. Okay. That was weird. Let's see how much we got. I had to find my tape measure. It wasn't on the desk for some reason. All right, let me tell you how much wire I got here. So it looks like I got about 50 inches, maybe 51 inches is what I got. And we are going to double this. So basically, how I'm going to start this out, we're just going to put this over here for the time being, is I'm going to take my horseshoe and I'm going to run this on like so. I'm going to do one end of the beading wire in one side and I'm going to get the other end and go through like this. So I have both the tails here. Pull this down to the middle. All right, so there we are. And then I'm going to put on my crimp bead onto both ends, into both tails. Just gotta make sure that's in the middle there. And then I'm going to go ahead and crimp it. Whoa. Whoa. Did I just break another crimper? I heard something flying. Might have just been my string. I don't know what's happening. Everything looks fine. Everything looks fine. Okay. Okie doke. Now, to start this out, we have about 14 beads, so this is ready to go. But before we start with that, we have about, we need 2 beads for the earrings. I'm going to do these two. They're interesting. And then we have about 14 beads total, I think is what we need for this design. But I'm just going to split these because I'm not going to use them for anything else. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 10. Okay, so, okay, that's fine. Then we need to do, we're going to need 4 of these divided into 4s. Okay, 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 2. So, because I dropped those other ones on the floor, we're missing 2 beads. Or 4 beads. We're missing 4 beads. So I'm going to grab them up out of here, the other half of our strand, and then I'll look for the beads on the floor before we get to this project. 2 more for that side, and 2 more for that side. Okay, now we won't be able to cap all of these with the quartz because we don't have enough quartz unless we take it out of that other project, which I don't really want to do. So we'll just go with it. We'll just wing it, but however we end up going. Woo! Hot cocoa. I gotta have a little bit of my cocoa. Right. Let's do it. So let's put this side over here. We don't need that right away. Let's put the earrings into their own little container. We don't need that right away. Then I'm going to get some of these Toho beads out. Now I said these color was silver lined milky pomegranate. Okay, that's what those are looking like. And I'm actually going to start out with the seed beads first. So what this is going to look like is I have this. And I'm going to take one side and I'm going to count. Now this is up to you how many beads you want to put onto each side as you're going along. 4, 5, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 looks pretty good for me. So now that I have those on there, on the one side, it should look like this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm put 8 on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, bring those down. You're going to get something that looks like this. And then all we're going to do is we're going to put on the yellow quartz onto both tails and one of the mookaite and another one of the yellows. Now like I said, we're not going to get to cap every bead with this yellow quartz, but maybe we'll do every other one. Here is the pattern. We're literally just going to continue with this pattern until we get down to putting on the pendant. This is it. This is all we're doing. It's going to look super cute. Okay. So now I'm going to split. And I'm going to go another 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For that side. Switch to the other tail. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so here we are. Now instead of utilizing the quartz, I'm going to just put on the mookaite because, you know, like I said, we don't have enough to cap all of them. So I'm just going to take both tails through the mookaite. And here we are. So now we're just going to continue on like this. As we're going through, you're just going to want to make sure that you're pulling them. Sorry, my camera hates to focus when I have other things on my mat. You're just going to want to make sure that you're pulling the tails individually so that you're making sure that everything is tight as we go forward. But we're just going to keep doing this with these 10 mookaite beads. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 8. I was gonna do 10. No, not 10. We're just doing 8. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Bring them together. Put on a quartz and a mookaite and a quartz I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alrighty. Okay guys, so I'm just going to keep going that like this until we get down to the end. I'm probably put us in a little bit of fast forward. It doesn't take so long. I'll be right back. Guys, here we are at this end of the beading portion. I'm going to measure. So we ended up having a couple of extra beads. Again, it was not enough to cap all of them. Pretty dang close, but not enough. So I just am probably going to add them in here. So we got 20 inches, basically a little over 20 inches, including the horseshoe. But the beading portion is exactly 10 inches, which is going to make our necklace 20 inches. So that worked out pretty dang perfect with the 8 bead spacing. Having a little zip of cocoa here. Now, here we go. So I'm pulling these individually to make sure there's, you know, not too much slack. So it's going to bow out, okay? These little beads, these little guys here, they're going to bow out. That's the point. They're supposed to do that. Like, it's supposed to look, you know, I mean, you're supposed to see that there's two. They're not necessarily supposed to be laying like perfectly. So now, since I do have a couple beads here, I am going to put, because we're going to now put on our focal, I'm going to put two, should I do two? I think I could even maybe do three, may as well, got them here. I can do three here. Yeah, three might be a little excessive. Let's do two. Let's do two because we're going to utilize this pendant we created. Now, you see here how there's a little leaf that sticks up. We're going to have to put some seed beads there in order to compensate for that, and so it's not, you know, hanging wonkety. So I'm going to put on two of the quartz, and then on both strands I'm going to put seed beads. I think I will put 3 seed beads. We'll see. We'll start with that. See where that gets us. On both strands I'm going to put the pendant, and I'm just utilizing that loop. See where we're at. I think I could go, I mean, this is fine. And it's gonna, when it's hanging, you know, it's gonna be like this. So I think that's fine. I was a little concerned about this loop touching here, but when it's hanging, it's gonna be like this. So it's fine. So I'm going to put that on there. And then on this side, on both tails, I'm just going to work backwards. I'm going to put my three seed beads on both tails. These little teeny tiny guys. Get them on there. There we go. And then I'm going to put the 2 quartz again on both tails. Okay, so this should give us the same situation on the other side here, which it looks like it is doing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work backwards, starting here, just following this but backwards. So what I like to do is I like to take my beading and I like to lay it out this way, so that as I'm working up the other side, I can just follow along. It makes it easy. As you know, I get easily distracted. So I'm going to get my other side. So this is my other side. I did have a few extra beads there. Okay. Now, going up the other side, you could match these, you know, to the best of your ability. I mean, they're not going to match perfectly, obviously, but like if you want another yellow one here, you can just find you a yellow one, put that on. Okay, and then as we move up, like if you want a red and a tan and a red, dark red, you know, you can do your best to do that. I guess I'll try it, see how it goes. But I am going to go ahead and I'm going to put this also into fast forward because we're just doing the same thing that we're doing, and I'll meet you at the top where we can put on our clasp. Alrighty guys, here we are up at the top. Here's what we got. I'm going to put these beads away. So I don't lose them. Okay. Oh, not too bad. Look, I only use that many beads from the top to here. Pretty good out of 10. Okay, so now all we have to do is finish up this necklace. And to do that, I'm going to put on my crimp bead. So I'm taking both ends here. So I know some of you guys had asked about this because I do it quite a lot, and I don't know, I guess I just wasn't paying attention. So put the crimp bead on, okay, before you crimp the crimp bead. Before, okay. First of all, make sure you're pulling each tail tight so that it's, you know, like we talked about throughout the necklace. Then we're going to put on the horseshoe. You're going to take both tails. You're going to put them through the horseshoe. So they fit in there. You see how they fit in there? Both tails will fit in there like so. You're going to bring it down. You're going to go around the other way here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ooh. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, now here's what I do. So you have that. You don't want to make it more complicated than it needs to be. So the first thing you're going to do is pull this horseshoe back a little bit. Like so. So then you can get all this business into this one little bead right here. By just sliding the bead up. Now you can tighten. Now you can grab a hold of those tails and you can start to tighten up this horseshoe. It's important to make sure when you get this double spot right here that you are getting both of those into the horseshoe findings. So they're not, one's not sticking out weird and whatever. You want them to both be in there. Now, I don't know. I guess I never tried this before. I'm going to try to run these tails back through these seed beads. Let me try that. I might have to go one on each side because I don't know if the seed beads are going to be big enough to fit, but we'll try. Oh hey, no problem. No problem. Okay. Okay, so just make sure you don't get your wire wonkety wonk. Alright, now we're in it. So now we can tighten this. So just pulling, making sure to get this all arranged in there correctly. Let's see that this side, I might have to use this. I just can't get enough leverage on it to get it down there. See how it wants to do that? I don't want that. So, there we go. Now we got it. Now we got it. Okay, so once you get this arranged like so, you're going to give it a crimp. Okay, crimp looks good. I'm then going to take the clippers and I'm going to trim off this little bit here. So I just stick that in there because I don't want the tail to be like popping out, you know. And I feel like if you can get it into a bead, it just helps it to stay down, you know, stay down, stay together. So that's why I do that. You don't have to do that. You could very well just crimp it and then cover it up with like a crimp cover. Whatever you want to do there. It's up to you. Now, I do think I will use some crimp covers on these today, just because, why not? Okay, these are 3mm crimp covers. And I'm just going to go ahead. And what I do is I look for the skinniest part of the crimp. So you can see that this is the skinniest part of the crimp. If I go this way, it's wider. So I look for the skinniest part of the crimp. Put that on there. Okay, push it into the... Oh, I didn't have it down. Houston, can I still salvage it? I don't think so. Don't think so. Okay, try again. Push down into the mat and squeeze. This is going to give us our starting point, and then we can just bring everything together here. Everything looks good. Nothing is being pinched by the actual bead. Okay, gotta go do the other side. I always drop them because sometimes they have other ones inside of them, you know. They get stuck together. Alright. So now all we gotta do is put on our findings, our ends. Now, it's up to you what kind of ends you want to give. They did provide the magnets if you want to go that route. I think I'm just gonna do a little lobster here. Yeah, that's kind of an annoying gold. Let's do not so annoying gold. There we go. And let's do just a round jumper. Yeah. I was gonna say, oh, we could use a little part of that chain for the, you know, the extender, but that chain is, I think it's a little gold, you know, I mean like brassy gold, which is not gonna match this. So I'm just gonna knot. I'm just gonna knot. And oh, is that no? Lost my stuff here. Losing it. I'm losing control of the ship. There we go. Losing control of the ship. Cannot lose control. That's not typical. Is it? Okie dokie. Okay. So there is our necklace. Oh, you guys can't see nothing. Oh, well. So there's the necklace completed. Looking pretty good. Now we have to do the earrings. So let me show you the photo. Here's the photo. Looking pretty dang what we designed. I like it. Now we're going to do these little earrings. Those won't be hard. So let's just bring those in. We got 4 little beads. I do need a gold ball head pin. Get a ball head pin. Oh, let's see. We might be able to get away with these little guys. See if they're long enough. Perhaps. Perhaps. Should I just wire wrap that on there? Why not? Why not just wire wrap it right on there? Earring wire. Now, I thought I just bought a packet. Oh. This gold is a little bit like almost the same dang color. It's almost like a matte frosted gold. Come on, camera. It's not very gold, but it's almost the same color as that. So I'm gonna use them. Gonna use it. Gonna use it. And bam. Bam. Just like that. Alrighty. Let's fit this to the front. Give us that. Give us that little design detail. Okay, there's one. Sorry, I don't know if you guys saw all that. It's not hard. It's not hard. Okay, so we stick our ball head pin, we put our bead on. Then we have one little quartz. Bend up and around, spin your plier all the way around 90 degrees. Give it a little open. Go on here. So I'm using the, not this one, the sideways one, which is actually opposite from my necklace, but I don't really care. We're going to call that a design choice. That's what we're going to call it. And I'm just going to hold it and wrap this on. Right on there without using any jump rings. Then I'm just going to stitch it in. And then we're just going to whip our earring wire right on there. Now, since these are double-sided, they don't really have a front or a back, I don't think. I mean, I guess there's a little holly berry on this side and it's on the other side. So we could make them the same, or you could just make them opposite. I'm going to make it opposite because I like that kind of thing. Okay, we're going to bend that in there. Make sure she's in there. She is. Alrighty. And there is our matching earrings. Pretty good. I do like those. Oh, my battery's going to die. Okay, my battery's blinking at me. Hopefully I can get this together. Here is our finished set. The design versus the actual set here, right? Looking pretty good. Hopefully I can get this in before the battery dies. The inspiration photo. Right? There you go, guys. I hope you're all having a lovely, spectacular, amazing beading time. I'm going to jump off here before this battery dies. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.